Hello everyone, my name is Hatia Nur Akso. Let's talk about semiotic. In this video, we will talk about semiotic, like the definition of semiotic, and then the famous theories, and also the advantages why should we learn semiotic. And the last one, semiotic in online learning. Do you know what is semiotic? Semiotic is taken from the Greek word semiotikos, which means an interpreter of sign. Sign is vital to human existence because it underlies all forms of communication. So, basically, semiotic is the study of sign and their meanings. Sign includes words, gestures, images, sound, and objects. And what about social semiotic? What is meant by social semiotic is the study of language semiotics with both text and context. This semiotic considers that social or community phenomena are formed of a sign. There are so many famous theories. Two of them are Ferdinand the Saucer and Charles Sanders Peirce. First, let's talk about Ferdinand the Saucer. He was a Swiss linguist who created the term semiotics. He distinguished between signifier and signified. Sign is made up of signifier and signified. Signifier, the image or sound that gives a meaning, for example, rose. And signified, the concept or meaning that the sign refers to rose is often associated with romance, love, and passion. Therefore, for a sign to be considered a sign, it must have a signifier and signified. Saucer argues that words are verbal signifiers that are personal to whoever is interpreting them. And then a signifier can have many different representations which can turn into a different sign. And the next one is Charles Sanders Peirce. He was born on 10 September 1839. He followed a career in math, philosophy, and was a logician. Peirce argued that every thought is a sign and every act or reasoning of the interpretation of signs. Signs function as mediators between the external world of objects and the internal world or ideas. Semiotic is the process of cooperation between signs, their objects, and their interpretants. And Peirce introduced three forms of sign. The first one is icon. The signifier is perceived as the resembling the signified. A pictorial representation, a photograph, an architect's model of a building are all icons because they imitate or copy aspect of their subject. And next one is index. An index has a factual or causal connection that points towards a subject. For example, a nest image as an icon, but also an index of a bird. Next, a symbol. A symbol has an arbitrary relationship between the signifier and the signified. The interpreter understands the symbol through the previous knowledge and experience. Spoken or written words are symbols, for example, the flags. And what are the advantages of semiotic? Semiotic allows us to break down a message into its component parts and examine them separately and in relationship to one another. The second, help us to understand how our cultural and social conventions relate to the communication we create and consume. And next, semiotic allows us to look for patterns across different forms of communication. and then help us to get beyond the obvious, which may not be obvious after all. Now, let's analyze the semiotic aspect in the interaction as a teachers and the students in online learning, using WhatsApp and students' worksheet. First is group name. Bahasa Inggris 11 indicating that it is a group specially made for English lessons for 11th grade. The second, medium setting by the teacher, which is only admins or the teachers are able to send messages, so that the instruction is not filled up by the students. Teachers' greeting and assignment instruction provided in display pictures and YouTube link. The semiotic mode chosen by the teacher is in the form of text, icons, links, and the cover image of the link. In the text, the teacher uses two languages, indicating a form of affirmation and concern that students do not understand. The teacher using semiotic mode of one emoticon to describe emotional expression or affective state, friendly smile emoticons. There is unclear due dates for submission of assignment, only time and do not set the days and dates. This condition describes the teacher indifference and do not care. And last, teacher change the setting to allow all participants or students to send messages. This indicates that the teacher wants students to respond and asking questions regarding the quiz. Now let's move to the next session, semiotic aspect in the student's worksheet. The thinking bubble and the words "let's write" with 3 exclamations indicates that it invites and encourages students to write. Paper pencil picture presented are in order to encourage students to write and write down the result obtained. The word member indicates that it can be 1 or 2%. The word formal invitation with bold text indicate that it is a subject material for the quiz. Okay everyone, we have learned about semiotics and thank you for listening. See you on the next video. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Food and How Belajar Semiotik. Bye-bye.